Hi, this is Rob from DMBAlmanac.com with This Week in Dave Matthews Band History. On October 15th, 1995, DMB played their first headlining gig at Red Rocks. And their tour overlapped with TR3's tour in Colorado, and Tim Reynolds joined DMB for the entire show, extremely rare in those days. They ripped through a fast-paced, flawless, and electric set. It's so good that management selected the show when they rushed out the band's first full live release in October of 1997 to combat expensive and poorly produced bootlegs, and it's become one of the quintessential live listens from the band's history since. You can find all of the releases at DMBAlmanac.com, and we never stop looking for information on older shows. Follow us on Facebook and Threads to get daily updates with everything that happened that day in the band's history.
Have you ever stopped to think about the fans behind a band? What is it about the music that keeps fans coming back for more? Or is there more? My name is Renae Lipsmeyer, and I am the host of this podcast, The Space Between Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the fans of the Dave Matthews Band. Each week, a fellow DMB fan joins the show to discuss their journey with the band. Welcome to The Space Between Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Space Between Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the fans of a band that we love so much, the Dave Matthews Band. And they've been around for 34 years now. They have been making music, literally putting out albums. Their last one came out in 2023. And the live albums that they've put out are countless. I mean, like, there's so many. And so every episode on this show, I have a fan of the band come on and say, like, hey, here's how I found this music, or here's why I'm still listening to it. Some people have very short journeys because, of course, time is not on all of our side as far as being there from 91. Some fans are really young. And so this is really fun for them to listen to the history of this band and what people have got to do because of their age, because of their well seasoning. And so every show is a different person, a different story, a different time, different memories, things we've forgotten about. Like in 91, no one had the internet in their house. But technology has come a long ways in 34 years. And so how we even get tickets now versus how we got tickets in the 90s and the early 2000s, completely different concepts. So if you're a new fan, if you're an old fan, if you're somewhere in between, these podcasts will be really fun for you to listen to hear someone else's side of the story. And so this episode is like every episode. I have a guest on the show to talk about her journey. I'm so excited about this guest because here's a few reasons, and I could probably write out like a list of reasons I'm excited about this. But number one, she's one of my friends, and I love that, bringing people that I do already know, but I don't know her story. That's the crazy thing. She's never told me. I've asked her to be on the show like 100 times, I think, something like that, and she just wasn't ready. And I really have thought about that a lot. And I even talked about it with Justin. I was like, from a guest side of this podcast, it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to remember. It's a lot. And sometimes there's really hard parts of the story just because of the time frame we're talking about. Not only are we growing up, we're having babies, we're, having grandbabies, life is still happening. And so I understand why it's taken this long. Like, I know you have a great story, a long story, and a tricky history. And so I want to thank you, first of all, for coming on the show and telling me your story. I'm so excited to hear it. I never know the stories before the guest is recording. So I'm so excited to hear your story. Okay, so tell us, after that introduction, tell us, who in the world are you? Where are you now? Where are you from? And tell us something cool about you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Renee. So I am Shannon. I live in Kansas City. A little bit about me. I love the Chiefs. And I can tell you some crazy stories about when I met Dave Matthews at the book signing. And I was just ridiculous. And all I could say was, the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. That's all I could tell him. So I'm just spastic and in a good way.
I
Crazy
think so.
spastic.
Different energy. Like, I love it. There's no one like you, Shannon. And I
I feel
love
like
that
I
part.
have Tourette's in some way, and I don't mean that in any kind of bad way, but it's just like I spit shit out of my mouth and don't think about it.
Your mouth works faster than your brain,
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
brain, or the brain. Yeah, it just like goes out.
It just bleh.
Word vomit, as some people say, But sometimes it's really good shit, though, So you're like, I'm amazing.
You never know.
So, where are you and where are you from?
I grew up in Liberty, Missouri, which is like 20 minutes suburb of Kansas City. So right now I am in Smithville, Missouri, which is like 25 minutes north of Kansas City. And then when I graduated high school, I moved to Florida. Well, like a year later, just because I was ornery and getting in trouble. So, better move
Yeah,
to Florida, get away. My mom
yeah.
and my stepdad had moved down there. So I moved to Florida, and that's when I found Dave Matthews when I was in Florida. Yeah, and music is all, I feel like music is like time travel in ways because you can hear
Mhm.
a song and it can like snap you back to the first time you heard that song and who you were with and what you felt and what you were doing. And it just, yeah.
Isn't that
I believe
amazing?
like music is like a whole like time travel thing in ways.
It really is. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. And obviously not just music of Dave Matthews Band, but like even songs I couldn't tell you who sang. You just hear it and somehow like hearing it magically something wired in your brain goes to that memory that you would have never thought of at that moment otherwise. It's wild, like the hidden stuff that we have in our brain that just pops out.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a song that you haven't heard in like 20 or 30 years and like you hear it and you're like, "Oh," and you know every word and you're like, "Where did that come from?"
I have a silly song that this guy that I worked with at Olive Garden in Florida, his name was Andy. I couldn't tell you his last name. Who knows where he is now? But we would joke around and every once in a while, after work, go out, have drinks. Anyways, I was like, so what's a song like if we never cross paths again, should I think of you? And he goes, Tub Thumping or by Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba, yeah.
You need a whiskey drink. I need a vodka drink. I need a soda drink. It's just the most ridiculous song. But
Right. No, it is.
it makes me smile. It makes me think of, Andy. And it just, like I'm saying, it just brings you back to that point in your time where it's like, wow, that
Dude,
was.
that song was so hot at the like in the 98, I don't know, somewhere 97, 98. Like I remember it on being on the radio in like 98. And now when I hear it, this sounds terrible. I almost always just kind of like soak it in for a second and go, "Oh, that was fun memory," and then change the channel.
But
I
I sing along to it for a bit because I'm like, hey, Andy, I hope you're doing good. Like, I'll
Oh
say that.
yeah.
And like my friend Brian, who has passed away, who was a fabulous friend, he loved Lady Gaga. I am not a huge Gaga fan, but if a poker face
Yeah.
comes on, it's like, I love you, my Brian. So it's
I,
just, how music
yeah.
just relates in so many ways and reminds you of so many people.
Yeah, it does. Well, let's talk about our favorite band. So let's talk about the first time you ever heard of Dave Matthews Band.
All right. So I was in Florida. It was probably like late 98. My friend Lynn, who I don't know where she is, but I love her. I hope she's doing great. She ran the store for her dad, and all she would play is Dave Matthews Band. And come to find it, like her boyfriend loved Dave Matthews Band and had seen him a couple times. And she was like, "Isn't this band amazing?" And I was like, "Yeah, they say I'm pretty okay." She's like, "You need to go to a concert with me." And I was like, I really don't know them. I don't need to go. She's like, "Yeah, you do." So I was told I was going to see Dave Matthews Band. And so I went and got a CD, and I was like, I'm getting the cheapest CD I can find of Dave Matthews Band. And it was Remember Two Things. And I listened to Remember Two Things, and I was like, okay, I like this. This is pretty freaking.
Yeah.
And the song I fell in love with, the very first song I fell in love with is One Sweet World. I mean, I was like, and then the outro, don't you want to swim naked? Because if you know me, you know
She likes
me.
to swim naked. It was one of the very first times I met you. Showed up and got naked. It's the
Actually,
whole
that's
thing.
true. My bathing's just driving me crazy. Can I just take this top off? It's bothering me.
I don't think there was any asking, or was there? Oh, no, you did ask. You were very polite about it. You did.
I actually asked that time.
You did. You did.
That
And it was
time I
like,
asked.
I don't know exactly how we said yes, but I think it was something like, you do you, bae, like whatever. Let's go back to the very beginning. One Sweet World. What is it about that song that made you listen harder or listen to it again?
It was just beautiful. I just felt like it was a beautiful song. It was just laying outside, looking at the stars, being one with, nature. I don't know. It touched me. And what's really cool is my first show, Tampa Bay Ice Palace, May 1st, 1999, May something 99. And they played One Sweet World. And I was like, oh.
No way.
My jam.
Awesome.
But they also played Two Step and Typical Situation. And then I was like, oh, celebrate we will, because life is
Typical Situation was my gateway song. It was the song that got me in, like grabbed me. I like remember the very moment in my car in Texarkana, Texas, hearing it because I was playing the CD, and that song just took a hold of me, and I haven't looked back since. Like Dave said a lot of stuff in that song, and I was like, okay, I'm listening.
Typical times, too many choices.
So first concert, you walked away, and you of course had never seen them live because it's your first show. What was happening to your eyes that had never happened before? Because it's so completely different just hearing them and then seeing them. Were your eyes happy with what you saw?
I was almost getting kicked out for smoking in the arena. I mean, I'm seeing it because I was side view. It was like a limited restriction kind of thing. I had kind of fallen down the steps a little bit because I had all these bottles in little areas. And so I tripped down a couple steps. And I did smoke cigarettes, so you can't smoke inside. It was an inside place, the Tampa Bay Ice Palace. So it was where the Tampa Bay Lightning hockey team played. And so it was an inside arena. And so they were very strict. And of course, so it was my friend Lynn, her boyfriend, me, and this guy Chad. I was still having a blast. I wrote down the set, so I can't.
Ooh, let's talk about it. What did they play that night? Because in '99, their catalog isn't as big as it is now, obviously. And so, what were the songs in '99 that they played for you?
Okay, so they opened with "What Would You Say," and then "Rhyme Reason," Two Step, and then "One Sweet World." Crash Into Me. And then it was the Heartbeat intro to PNP Rapunzel. So I was trying to think, I need to look that up, the Heartbeat intro, because I can't remember that.
I'll have to contact the DMB Almanac. Yeah, DMB Almanac. They know for sure. They've got it logged.
Yeah, but I mean, it was really all the big songs in '99. So Much to Say, Tripping Billies, Love Her Lay Down, Don't Drink the Water, Crush, Warehouse, Typical Situation, Anyone Seen the Bridge, Too Much, Best of What's Around was in the encore, which I got Best of What's Around in the encore at St. Louis or Deer Creek, and then Drive In, Drive Out.
Wow. Even if they played that right now, I would be very, very happy with all that. I mean, what a nostalgic set list.
I just remember, celebrate we will, because life is short but sweet for certain. 2 by 2, and I was like, just the energy. The energy was what really, like, I felt it. I felt so good. I felt love, so much love. They played with such intensity, and I feel like they played with such heart and feeling and all that. But then the crowd was freaking amazing too. It was just something. Like, I had been to concerts before, and I've been to my first concert, Janet Jackson, when I was 13. And I mean,
Wow.
Janet Jackson's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, I've been to other concerts, but it was special. It was a feeling that I feel like you just don't get until you go see the band and get
Yeah,
all
it's true.
emotional. But
No, it's true. And I
just
think,
happiness, pure happiness.
oof, what a great thing music is. Like you said earlier, just music has such healing properties, and healing in
Heck
ways
yeah.
maybe you didn't even know that you needed to be
At
healed
that
in,
time,
you know?
no.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
So,
just wow.
uh,
Wow.
uh,
Wow. I'm gonna see this band again.
there was no
They
doubt. You were like,
played-
"Yep, I got to do that again." So
it
when was
was
that? I mean,
it
did
was
it take
May
a while
99.
or
The next show was September 2000 at the
okay,
Tampa
so
Bay
that like
Ice
the
Palace.
next year.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
So by then you probably listened to the band a little more. And so what do you remember what the set list was for your second show in 2000?
So they opened up with Warehouse, and it was Warehouse Granny 41, which I can tell you a silly story. This bitch doesn't like 41, so it's my peace song. And I know I am the odd one out on that.
It's okay to have opinions and feelings. It's okay.
It's not that I don't like the song. I think it's a beautiful song, but I'm like, this is the perfect time for me to pee because all the bitches love 41. And like, I can get in and out of the bathroom and still hear the whole song.
Yeah. That's so true though. I mean, about knowing the bathrooms will be there's no lines during 41.
No,
Everybody's back listening.
The Stone, Bartender, Line Our Graves, Haven, Gray Street, So Much to Say, Anyone Seen the Bridge, and Grace is Gone, JTR, What Would You Say, Tripping Billies, Busted Stuff, and once again, All Along the Watchtower.
Oof.
I have heard All Along the Watchtower. I've seen the band 125 to 130, give or take. If you count, I count Farm Aid, I count Dave and Tim.
Yeah, yeah.
And I count the show I got kicked out of.
Wait. So you brought that up twice, and I'm like, man, I want to skip to that. But also, there's got to be more in between that, right?
Oh, there's a lot. I was in Tampa. There was a rain. I can't remember what year it was, but there was a hell of a rainstorm, huge rainstorm, and we had started at the Hard Rock Casino in Seminole, which is like half hour away. And so I was like, I got the Patron, the lemon, the lime, the orange slices. We don't need to buy shots. Let's just come to my car. I got it all set up,
So thoughtful.
Yeah. So we were doing shots in the parking lot of the Hard Rock Casino before we could get into the parking lot. Get to the parking lot and it's just pouring. It's not gonna stop raining anytime soon. I remember Dave coming on the stage going, I had to get a boat to get across to get to the stage. It was like downpour. Everything was soaked. If you had a phone, your phone was effed. It was a hot mess. So I had taken, it finally was like after the rain delay, it was like, you can come in. So I got in. I asked the people around me, do you mind if I take off my shirt and my pants and just set them out because I was drenched.
Wait, where were you when you asked this?
I was in my seats.
Okay, so in the building, like at your seats, and okay, just one.
And so I laid my clothes right on the seats in front of me, just so I was in a bra and underwear.
Yeah.
I had that on, but I had left my shirt and shorts to try. I was drenched. I like wrinkly drenched. It was disgusting. And like, I probably heard 6 songs if I'm lucky. I have it on a CD somewhere, the show, and it's got like a little star by it that says, it was probably about this point that you got kicked out, Shannon.
So tell us back up. Tell us, like, how did that happen? Did they tell somebody, or like did somebody just come up and go, "I'm sorry, you have to put your clothes back on"? I mean, was there a warning, or did they just go get out?
This was a very big lady. I'll just say a very big lady that didn't very look ladylike. She grabs me by the arm and goes, "Have you been drinking?" I said, "Ma'am, is this a concert?" She goes, "You're coming with me." And I was like, "Well, can I at least grab my clothes?" And she's like, "Fine,
Right.
grab your stuff, but you're coming with me." I was like, "Well, I gotta find my friend Matt," because I came with my fabulous
Right.
Matt at this time. And she takes me and I get thrown into the drunk tank with all the people that had been sliding down the hill all night, all these muddy people. And I said, "Excuse me, I need names of everybody for my lawyer, because if this was the 60s, would I have gotten arrested for just dancing around, having a good time?" I'm like, I wasn't even totally naked. I was in my bra and underwear. It just irritates me. But I was like, I want names and numbers and this and that. And I was being ridiculous about that. And they're finally like, "You need to get out of here. Do not even try to attempt to come back in here." So I just listened to it from the parking lot.
Was it raining still?
Off and on. It
Oh
was
God.
nasty that
You
night.
were just not gonna dry up at all that night.
No, it was nasty. I sprained my ankle that night, lost my phone, my shoes. Like we had to
Oh, no.
walk like a mile across to get to the hotel where everybody was staying. Walk through the parking lot, do all that kind of
Hey,
stuff.
so did that security guard or whatever, did she like let you get dressed before she traipsed you in front of everybody?
I probably just grabbed my clothes and was like,
Just
"Let's
walk
go."
through. I'm just like on the other side of that. You're just, random people looking like, well, there goes a naked chick, like she's just
It was
doing
a
it.
swimming suit.
Not naked.
Believe
you're in a
me, I've
swimsuit.
been way unclothed.
This one might have been the first time, but it was not the last.
Yeah. Like if this was, I was born to watch shows in the 60s, I think.
I guess so. I mean,
You can just be free. The world is just messed up now. I mean, men can be half naked, show their nipples, but girls can't wear a bra and dance around in their underwear. I wasn't having a seance or anything.
so you ended up leaving Florida at some point, but all along you've got a kid. So tell me, what year did you become a mom?
Sebastian, July 3rd, 97.
97. It's a good year.
Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? This is David with the Dave Matthews Tribute Band, also known as the DMTB, and I'm here to tell you about our 2025 Sun's Embrace Summer Tour, which is happening now up and down the East Coast. If you've never heard of us, we're a tribute to DMB focusing on the old, original style of the music, featuring a violin, saxophone, sometimes some keyboards, and sticking to those 90s, early 2000s arrangements of the songs to help transport the listener back to a nostalgic time of tape trading and all kinds of good stuff when Dave was emerging out of Charlottesville in the early 90s. So if that sounds like your vibe, we hope to see you at one of our shows, and you can check out our tour dates at thedmtb.com/tour or by checking out our socials by searching the DMTB. We'll see you on the road.
His first show was, I believe it was St. Louis 2006. So it was right around there.
So he's a little guy still.
It was like 8-ish.
Did he want to go? Did he like their music?
Well, he was born in Florida and he knew I was from Missouri, and we'd always travel back Florida to Missouri. And he was excited to come back to Missouri, and we'd always it was in St. Louis, so we'd always go to the zoo. We go to the zoo for the day, and then we go to the concert. It was exciting for him, yeah.
Yeah, big day.
We had decent seats, but it wasn't great seats. At Encore, we snuck down. It was like, okay, let's go. Everybody's leaving. It's our time. Come on, Sebastian. So we got down there, and Carter's throwing out drumsticks. Carter's leaving, and we're about 3 rows back. And I'm like, Carter, my son. And everybody picks him up. The crowd picks him up. Carter goes back, gets 2 drumsticks, and hands them to my son.
Oh my goodness.
And after that, yeah, he really liked it.
Yeah. Wow.
It was really cool. So
he wanted to go back to more. Did you take him to a lot of shows when he was growing up?
he's been to almost 20 shows.
That's
I mean, he's 28 now.
it's fun to have kids that are older, like just to see them doing stuff that you remember doing yourself. Like, it's pretty cool. But I know I've seen a lot of pictures just through your social media and stuff of when your son was young, and y'all got to meet a few people along the way. Tell us about those memories.
We're up from Florida. I believe it was 2006. Sebastian was probably 8, 10-ish. So we go down to the plaza and this place that we see buses, and just, we have our markers, and I've got a disposable, the fancy disposable cameras at that time with the foil
Ooh.
film on them.
Whoa.
Because that was how it was back then.
And it was exciting to even have that.
So I was like, let's just have a foil camera just in case. And, brought a couple postcards, this and that. We ran into Leroy. That was the first member I've ever met at Dave Matthews Band was Leroy.
Wow.
And I start bawling.
Immediately?
I'm a crier.
Yeah. And that's okay. But was he prepared for your crying?
No. I was like, sir, can I please get a picture of you and my son, please? Oh my God, we love you. That kind of.
Yes.
He goes, well, don't you want to be in the picture? And I was like, yeah, I don't want to bother you. Just if, And he was with some lady, trying to go somewhere. Of course, I interrupted him. And he goes, well, she can take the picture. And I was like, I don't want to bother you. He goes, are you all right? I was like, I'm just happy. He goes, it's all right. She could take a picture. And I'm trying to open this damn foil. And he goes, do you need help? And I was like, yes, I do.
You were shaking and trying to get it crying. And
I got this, these postcards from the warehouse that come out. I had brought some and a Sharpie and this foil camera. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just, it was ridiculous. So I was it was hot that day, but train wreck mess. And he was the sweetest guy. He's like, get in here and take a picture with me and your son. And he has the lady open the foil for me, open the camera, get it all ready, because I can't do it.
Yeah.
And he puts his arm around me and my son, and he's like, are you sure you're okay?
I was worried.
Yeah, I'm trembling. Yeah, I'm just trembling. He was so kind. Boy, was just amazing to me and my son. Beyond kind. I was like, just a quick picture with you and my son, please. And just how he was just so kind. And then after that, me and Sebastian walked more on the plaza and immediately ran into Boyd.
No way, same day?
Yeah, same day. Ran into Boyd. And Boyd was just like, sure, I'll take a picture with your son real quick. It was kind of a shorter read.
Yeah. But you got it. So you just have a picture with Boyd and Sebastian. You had to take the picture. Okay.
Which I was fine with. I'm still like, hey. And I got both of their autographs, which,
awesome.
Can't ask for anything more than that.
Right.
That was really freaking special. So let's just skip over a few things. 2008, and Leroy has his accident. And so when my son and I met Leroy, it was in Kansas City, and we were living in Florida. We went to see Dave Matthews Band at it was called the Ford Amphitheater at that time. And we're in the premiere lot just hanging out. And so it was like the first row, which you can see the buses. They're behind like a little fence gate, blah, blah, blah. And Rashawn just steps out of the fences and everybody goes nuts. So I'm just like, oh my God, let's get pictures with Rashawn. And everybody's so excited. Rashawn's here, blah, blah, blah. So we all run down. We're getting pictures with Rashawn. There's me with pictures of Rashawn. And everybody's like, can I get an autograph? Can this happen? Blah, blah, blah. My son looks up at Rashawn and goes, how's Leroy? And everybody just drops like,
What?
This, 12-year-old kid is being more respectful than any of us. And my son's like, how's Leroy doing? And Rashawn's like, he's banged up and bruised, buddy, but he's going to be okay. And my son's like, all right. I was just, kind of, I don't know what he said after that, but, thank for letting me know how Leroy was doing. And everybody's like, after that, everybody's like, why didn't I ask that kind of question?
Yeah, that was so thoughtful.
We're all being selfish, wanting pictures and autographs and not thinking of what's super important. So that was like July 2008. Leroy passes in August 2008. I can remember exactly where I was. I was in bed, like scrolling, and it comes across on CNN. And I'm freaking out, and Sebastian's still awake, and I have to tell him. And he goes, why did Rashawn lie to me, Mom? And that killed me. I was like, Rashawn did not lie to you. You just didn't know.
Yeah.
Nobody thought this was going to happen. My son was devastated. Anyways. On to
Did he continue to dig into the band even after all of this happened, or did he kind of step away from liking it?
Yeah, he still liked the band. I think he tried to grasp. My son has, he's on the autism spectrum. He was diagnosed Asperger's disease, but that was 20 years ago. So he's on high functioning autism, ADHD, mood disorder. So
yes,
he's very literal. And why would someone say that if, it's not the truth?
Sense.
So it was very hard to explain that to him.
Of course.
But he then got to meet Jeff. He met Daryl, Dave's security guard, which he was super excited about. Back in the day when Daryl was Dave's bodyguard, and I had to take it. He's like, Mom, you got to take a picture of me and Daryl.
Yeah.
That whole thing in 2008, that destroyed me. And some of the people that were at that tailgate, I can just remember, Jeff that night after, my son asking Rashawn how Leroy was that night. I remember when Jeff would come on stage and he'd have the music notes in front of him on that little, whatever they call the music stand, the little thingies, and they put the music, and Jeff would just look at the music and just kill it. Jeff coming in and saving us. I love Jeff. I love Jeff.
Awesome. I mean, we love him.
Sexy Jeff.
He continues to wow me. We were watching the live stream last night of Camden Night 2. They did a lot of focusing on Jeff at particular times. I mean, the breath, the lung capacity, like this dude blows. And I mean that in the best way possible. He's so good.
And I've told Jeff a few times, which is ridiculous. I'm like, Leroy made love to that saxophone. But Jeff, you know how to fuck it.
You said you have told him that before?
Yeah.
To his face?
Yeah.
What was the response? Like, because he didn't see that coming.
He said, I've heard that before. I was like, I think I told him in Kansas City, because I've met Jeff 3 or 4 times.
My girlfriend last night,
Sure,
she
it's
was
even now.
watching with me. She was watching, and of course, she's never seen them that close. And so this was her first time to see them close up. And when they kept showing Jeff, she was like, dude, I am jealous of that reed.
Yes. I
was
can't
like,
have
oh my
Dave. I
God.
want Jeff. Jeff, you know.
Or that trumpet. Look what that mouth do.
I want Jeff. I want Jeff. Here. There's one of the earlier pictures that's just like right there.
Yes. Oh my God. You were both so much younger.
Right? Different colored hair and all sorts of stuff.
So why have you continued, doing this? You found them, you love their sound, you've talked about you love the lyrics, they spoke to you. You've slept under the stars thinking about One Sweet World. You've taken your son and had all of these really memorable, heartfelt moments. And now, of course, he's all grown up and you are now back on your own traveling to see this same band. What keeps you coming back for more?
The family, our huge family of just, I love seeing my friends from all over. I love seeing you. I love seeing friends from Texas, from New Hampshire, from California, and we all meet at a show and we reconnect and get to love what we love and tug on each other and have drinks and eat good food and see different things that maybe we wouldn't have never, ever seen. But it's because of this band traveling around the United States, going to different amphitheaters sometimes the same amphitheaters. Maybe you haven't been to that amphitheater, but you get to travel and see new things. You get to see the people that you absolutely adore and love that you've seen at other shows. And that's a huge thing. I think you want to hear the music, definitely. And you want to experience that joy. But seeing your people and getting hugs and love and not thinking about things for that 3 to 4 hours and getting outside of the crap that's in the world that is stressing you out so hardcore, and you're so just hurt and, in your mind about a lot of things, and you can escape that at a Dave Matthews show. I think you focus on just love and happiness.
Yeah.
Love and happiness of just seeing your favorite band and seeing the people that you love and experiencing sometimes a new place.
Yeah. Yeah. I said that almost word for word the other day. And so I totally get what you're saying. I was like, it's your favorite band and your favorite people, sometimes in all of the world in certain scenarios. And then you get to experience all of that together. You get the music and the people, and it just feels like you're in a different universe sometimes, that you are in like a bubble of sorts. And life is way away. You showed up to a show. We all show up at shows with these burdens and these things that life, because we all have hard stuff going on. It all looks very different, but we all got hard stuff going on in the background. We may tell, we may not tell. Some people don't know. Most people don't know what you're going through. But sometimes you can kind of work that out at a show, not only through the community and people showing each other love and acceptance and inclusion, but also then that music washes all over you. And sometimes you're able to walk away with a different mindset that's going to get you through that hard place a little easier.
Exactly. Yeah. You can just not think about it for 3 hours and just feel that intense joy. And then have maybe even a better outlook when you get out of that concert of, okay, I know I can handle this hard situation.
Yeah.
Because I just had like a reboost, I
exactly.
The mushroom on Mario Brothers and eat that mushroom. And I'm like, now I'm, regenerated or whatever. And I'm like, now I'm back to facing the world, even though I have that day of depression. I felt that, and I know I can handle this. And
I heard that and I received that. Yeah. And it feels different. It can make you literally feel different. I've had those moments at shows where I was like, yep, I know what I'm doing. Let's go. Let's do it. Thank you. Message received. And I really walked away like it was a therapy session, like for real. And I do believe, I talked about this over and over and over and over and over. This is a form of therapy. Music therapy is a real thing, that there are therapists that specialize in music therapy. And so don't think that that everything that we're saying is like hocus pocus stuff. No, it's actual science, and you are receiving therapy. If you are open to receiving and you're looking for an answer and you're totally into the vibe and the people and the music, then you've just set yourself up for some good things to happen in your brain.
We've the first time I met Dave Matthews was after a Des Moines, Iowa show.
Were you the same way with Dave, or did you like get yourself together?
I was a hot mess. I don't know if I want to tell this story. So,
oh my God, we have to hear it.
Everybody is saying he's going to come out. And I'm like, okay. So my camera on my phone was a little messed up. So I'm sitting with some random people that I don't know. And the guy's telling me, guess who I met earlier? I have a transportation thing. I brought him in. I was like, that is so cool. You met Dave Matthews. I would love to meet Dave Matthews. That's really cool. Anyway, so I'm watching. I hadn't had the full-on Buddy experience. Like, I was super close to Buddy. I'm dancing and singing and just blah, blah, blah. Security grabs me and I was like, oh, shit, this again? I'm in trouble. What did I do? Because I'm used to that. Security goes, this guy wants to talk to you. And I was like, huh? And it was Craig. Craig saw me dancing and singing, kind of by myself. He gave me a set list and 4 guitar picks that night.
Wow.
I was like, holy shit. And I turned to the guy. I was like, oh my God, I'm not in trouble. Look at what I just got. I was like, wow. And he's like, that's really cool. I was like, man, all right. So then after the show, I'm leaving. I run into TJ Gardner. If you don't know him, he is an amazing person that lives somewhere around Des Moines, Iowa. He's a FedEx guy. He's a chauffeur. Him and Jessica are the sweetest people in the whole world. And I was just upset. I was like, I got to go find my friends. I'm just going to walk around for a bit and, figure out what's going on. And I give Jessica one of the guitar picks. So I was like, thank you for being so kind to me. I got all these guitar picks tonight. Have one. So I gave her one and we went back, and then we're in line to meet Dave Matthews. We didn't know. So this guy's right there. I give him my phone. I said, if you can take a good picture of me and Dave Matthews, I'll give you one of my guitar picks I just got tonight. He's like, I got this. Well, I'm like at the front and Dave comes out and I'm like, I'm ready. Take a picture. Dude messes up and sets my phone on some kind of timer. And I go, mother effer. And Dave just looks at me like, and I'm like, not you. You're not a mother effer. I'm sorry. And so he just moves on. And I was like, this was my one chance I meet Dave Matthews. And I called him a mother effer. But I mean, I had talked to him from the stage before. Like, he signed my arm in 2010. So I had a sign that said "Doodle on Me, Dave" during the whole 2010 tour. So I had come off the stage and he'd give me guitar picks and he'd sign my arm and he'd sign my signs and stuff like that. But I had never really met him, and I call him a mother.
Right. Straight to his face.
I am so upset. I'm just so upset. He goes down the line. He's leaving with everything that stuff that people have given him and this and that. And I'm like, Dave, please come back. Dave, please come back. My phone's fixed. I swear my phone's fixed. I didn't mean to call you that. So he came back, and so this is a horrible picture, but at least I have a little picture from that night where I'm halfway.
Yes.
Oh,
well, hey, you got it. You got it. And how nice that he came back, because he sure didn't have to.
Like I said, I feel like I have Tourette's when I talk to Dave Matthews, because then in 2020, I went to the book signing and I couldn't think of what I wanted to say to him except the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. because it was the first time the Chiefs had won the Super Bowl in like 60 years. And I'm like, the Chiefs just won. And I had been up since like 3:30 in the morning traveling to Seattle for this book signing. And I had even wrote out something. And the bookstore had a bar. So I was drinking to stay awake. I would have probably drank anyway, you know. But finally get there and I'm like, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. All I could say.
That's your opening line.
Yeah, something like that. And then I showed him.
I'm sure it was with you. You showed him your arm. Okay.
Yeah.
So what did he say?
I don't really remember. I'm like, remember when you signed my arm? Oh no. So that's probably a picture. But there's doodles with a face and this autograph and this and that. 2010, I had a sign that said, "Doodle on me, Dave." If you can look back.
Yep, I see it.
I don't know. There's a sign over there that says, "Dave, please doodle on me." Many a times I had a sign that said, "Doodle on me, Dave. Dave, please doodle on me." This and that. During 2010 tour, he would
just... Is that a picture of him at the beach on your Doodle on Me, Dave?
Maybe. You know that picture where he's in a swim
I do. And it's old because I want to say, like, you know,
I mean,
the paparazzi never finds this man, but when they do,
it's a blurry ass picture too. I can't believe you can see that. But that's autographed.
Well, there it is.
Doodle on me, Dave. He signed this. So he would just sign my signs, and I was like, damn it. So then Wichita 2010, he finally jumped off stage and had my arm out like this, and he flipped it over and then doodled on me.
Wow.
And I got a guitar pick, and me and my son both got drumsticks, and the next morning I went and got a tattoo. So that was really
immediately.
Cool.
Shannon, I am so thankful that you finally agreed to do this. I hope that it was a little easier than what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I made an ass out of myself, but I'm good with that.
You didn't make an ass out of yourself.
When don't I?
Can I tell my favorite story about you?
Good.
Okay, tell me from your point of view what happened, and then I'm going to tell my side of the story. Because I just saw it happen.
I'd rather you start.
Okay, so all I remember is for whatever reason, we're just standing there. We're on the grass at the gorge, which is the only time I've ever been there. We're like sitting with a group of people, blah, blah, you know, as there's just people there. And next thing I see again, topless, but bra on, pantless, but panties on, just roll down the hill. And it's like a bowling ball going towards pins. And I am just like, my God, this is a nightmare. Like, she's going to get hurt. This is a big deal. And what happens? You just pop up, come back up to us and go, want to see me do it again? And I was like, oh.
See, I don't remember the part about you want to see me do it again.
Oh, that's the best part of it. It was terrible, but also it was so funny because I was expecting you to walk up to me and go, oh my God, like I'm hurt, I'm embarrassed, anything. And you're just like, nope, you want to see me do it again?
So your husband, as I'm sure you saw, he kept holding my hand. He's like, I don't want you to fall. You can dance all you want to. He's holding my hand. He's a gosh darn gentleman. He is amazing.
He is. I mean,
he's holding my
believer.
hand, telling me, come on, Shannon, calm down. I'm dancing around, whatever. He's trying to make sure I'm okay. I'm like, Justin, I got this. If I say I got this, you better be careful because I probably don't got this. And finally, she's like, fine, whatever. He's not going to fight me no more. And I guess I just danced around and then I went, boom, down the hill. And I remember jumping up saying, is everybody okay?
Did you fall?
Is everybody okay? I guess I get back up. Justin tells me, you said, do you want me to do it again? Something to that effect. So I'm like, oh, shit.
I don't know.
It's
a blurry moment, but no, definitely not. I just am really impressed that you didn't get hurt because you weren't planning it and you did it beautifully and you weren't hurt or not that I know of.
The next night I had a huge gash on my heel. The whole drive back, because we drove from Des Moines. Oof. Well, I went from Kansas City to Des Moines, and then all of us went from Des Moines to Bend, and then Bend to the Gorge, and then we went down the 101. Then We explored Oregon and Nevada, and we took two weeks, and then drove all the way
Wow.
back to Des Moines. So I had this bruise all the way down my side, on my ass, on my tailbone. I had a gash in my so I was a hot mess. I was like, I
no.
need pictures of this, but it was all worth it.
I'm so glad that you came on the show. Like I said, I'm glad that I finally got to hear bits and pieces of your story. You have one of those sweet up and down stories, which I know you love that song so much.
Which I don't think it ever
They played it the other night. Did you see it?
don't.
They did. I know. You were waiting for it, and they did finally play it. Anyways, it's on the internet. It was.
I think the last time they played it was in Vegas, and I was
Wow.
really upset about that. But it's okay.
It'll come to you. It'll eventually. You just have to keep doing what we're all doing, is just keep listening to the band.
I got to keep working to get that money.
I know. Don't we all? Anyways,
I would have never met you if it wasn't for this band, and I love you and your husband and your family, so thank you.
we love you. You are so welcome. So, guys, if you're listening to this on a podcast app, just know that you can watch this on YouTube under the Space Between Podcasts, but follow the show. There's a website, there's a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the things, an email, all the things. If you're interested in being on the show and sharing your story of how you met this music, why you still listen to it, why you like it, any of those things, hit me up on any of that and say, hey, I want to do it, and we'll get you scheduled. It's just that easy. Shannon, do you feel like overall, was this like a fairly easy process that you could recommend for people to, like, if they're a little scared to do it? Was it a simple process?
It is a simple process. Thank you, Renae.
Yeah, you did it. And this is for the future. This is for everyone's future, so that we can remember these times when we can't remember these times, or, just remember these times when we're struggling. So thank you for being part of the community of people that have come on the show to share. There were almost to 200 shows. Can you believe that? Almost 200. It's so crazy.
I'm so happy for you.
Crazy.
I try to tell everybody about your podcast. Every concert I go to, I'm like, have you met my friend Renae? She's got a podcast.
You've been a good referral source. Like, you've had people literally message me going, hey, I met this lady in the parking lot, and she was like yelling about your podcast. And I'm like, thank you. I'm glad that you reached out to me. You've been such a loyal, and now you are. You can't see, now you are. And you can be like, hey, I've been on the show. Check my episode out.
Yay. I love you, girl.
I love it. So again, guys, follow the podcast on all the things. Things are going well here at the podcast. Check out socials for more updates. And then I do know that the Dave Matthews Tribute Band, which if you've never heard of them, check them out. It's the DMTB.com. They're on all the socials. They're a tribute to the original sound of Dave Matthews Band. So we're looking at like 91 through 99-ish type sounds. They've always got the fiddle. Sometimes they've got a little keys in there as well. They just released their fall tour. Give the tribute band a try. They're so much fun. They're such solid guys. They love Dave Matthews Band, and they love paying tribute to the original sounds of the band. So check them out. I'm going to try to be on the road with them a little bit this fall. So all big things are happening. So guys, until the next episode, peace, love, and Dave Matthews Band. Thank you, Shannon.
Love you.